Let's play Bop It.
Hey guys, this is Carlos, and today
Vagina be too wet, 100%. And
hello everyone, it's me, the Brony Pony 123 here. Today's video.
Existing about existing. Can't we just accept that we are alone and without depending on anything? People are twisting themselves without even acknowledging themselves. Why are we trying to cling on to things we can see, hear, or touch? How can we exist without the ocean? It's not only the wind that you listen to from the mountains, it's the dust inside the bones and the dust inside your veins that make you clean. Even though rainstorms become...
How often do you watch Instagram Reels?
I watch Instagram Reels every day. Instagram's the only social media that I use consistently, and yeah, I would probably spend like 5 hours on Instagram Reels every day.
One of my favorite types of reels is horse types.
Same time every morning. Hello? Speak, bitch. A water
Instagram Reels. A magical place where you can see a video like this.
Diagnosed bipolar or
Margaret's Lemonade is back at the Gratz Fair. Come on down for your favorite lemonade.
Right after a video like this. Most days when I get off work, I'm either opening YouTube or I'm opening Instagram Reels, and I'm not getting off of either of those for like 2 hours. I think what's so appealing about Instagram Reels compared to other like short form video providers is the sheer level of absurdity you can see on Instagram Reels. And honestly, some of the funniest videos I've seen in my life were on Instagram. But sometimes, actually a lot of the times, I feel like shit after scrolling for those 2 hours. Is it because I just spent 2 unproductive hours watching videos I'll never think about again in my life? Yeah, but I also think there's more to it, and I want to dive into it today. Instagram Reels was created on August 5th, 2020, in response to TikTok's rapid growth to capitalize on the short-form content that soon after would become the main focus of most social media platforms. And I would say mostly to their detriment. All of these apps have begun to amalgamate into the same social media platform with the same exact features. Stories, shorts, private DMs, and group chats. Whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, hell, even Snapchat has its own short-form content. Well, all these platforms have sort of homogenized their short-form content has all gained sort of its own reputation. I think the original universal opinion of Instagram Reels was sort of meh, just like every other platform that was trying to capitalize on the popularity of TikTok, but I think eventually Instagram Reels started to develop its own niche. See, when I open TikTok, I'm looking for a variety of things, either, you know, some sick-ass edits, information on a piece of media I like, maybe some political content, maybe some sketch comedy of some sort. However, when I open Instagram Reels, I am looking for the most dumbass, absurd shit that I can possibly find. When I'm in Instagram Reels, I'm trying to get a good chuckle. You see a lot of posts like this.
Soccer player
Looking for somebody who's poor.
the mustard.
These videos make no sense at all. Not even to me. If you showed this video to someone over 30, they'd probably be asking if you were all right. But in between these funny, absurd videos, Instagram likes to sneak in the occasional person uploading with Down syndrome. Either they're posting it or it's reposted by someone else, and a lot of these videos have the most foul comment sections I've ever seen. There's this video of a girl with Down syndrome with a Ring doorbell, I think, which I'm not going to show, but I wanted to show some of the comments on these videos. Why do they have such big tongues? I'm letting her in. She can't say no. I'm not going to read that one. When the wife comes home after a few drinks looking to score. Horror movie type shit. And the account has this AI profile pic. It has 100 followers. And this is Love, God, Family, and America. So yeah, no real person attached to this account, and they're posting these videos as engagement bait to get these disgusting comments and get a ton of views, because clearly a lot of their other videos did not get as many as that one did. And this wasn't posted by the girl in the video. It was this guy with the AI profile pic, and she will most likely never see these comments or know this video was posted. It's just gross, man, and unfortunately, it's rampant on this platform. Plenty of accounts with people with other mental disabilities or with Down syndrome that do post themselves in it do see these horrible comments. And generally, they're not restricted by Instagram. And sometimes there's a lot of regular ass reels that you have no idea thinking there would be foul comments, and there is. Here's another reel. Oh, it's a cute couple playing Balatro. I love Balatro. The comments gotta be, about the Balatro, right? The comments are about Balatro, right? Here's a guy, he's showing off his outfit. Cool outfit. Little odd, would I wear it? Probably not, but, I like it. It's cool. Please do us a favor and stop being on this earth. All right. I just wanted to know the mindset of people commenting to this. Does it make them feel superior in some way, or are they, genuinely just this mean? And obviously these people would be too pussy to say this shit to someone in person, so they do it on Instagram, where they can separate themselves from it, and it won't get punished, because Instagram doesn't regulate this shit. Now, yes, of course there's some people who post some odd, cringy, unfunny shit on Instagram, and part of the package when you are putting yourself out on the internet is going to come with criticism or bullying, and I think everyone knows that. But I also think there's a level of extremity on Reels that is not on other platforms when it comes to this side of bullying. When people are just not self-aware, yeah, they'll post something cringy, and they're just having fun. But that shouldn't warrant fucking death threats and some of the other disgusting shit people comment on these videos. This is a great, funny reel that I think kind of sums up what I'm trying to say.
It's time for another round of How Long Will It Take to Find a Bully in the Comments with a Bible quote in their Bible. Darth Vader came to me in a vision last night and told me that only people from New Jersey go to heaven. And it only took us 6 seconds to find our winner today with Lamentations 3:22-23.
Here's the real question for you. Why does seeing somebody in a different body compel you so strongly to make a negative comment about it? Is she hurting you? Is she scaring you? I don't understand. While I'll never understand a bully's motivations, I do understand that their words don't matter. Plug your ears and live your life. Be kind to yourself. And if you don't, you're going to end up on here.
I think that's very well worded. And what sucks about it with Reels is that there's so many cool and creative people on Reels that are doing really fun and interesting things that get drowned out by all this engagement bait. I found cool, funny, creative sketches, really interesting passion projects, indie games that people have poured their heart and souls into that gain audiences on Instagram. It just sucks to see it get drowned out by all this bullshit. I also don't want to sound hypocritical here, because I'm definitely not immune to giggling at some of these videos that I see. A big genre that I'm sure you are no stranger to is coworker music. And yeah, a lot of the time I totally get it. A lot of this music isn't great. And sometimes people are so overly confident about this music or cocky about it that I can't help but giggle sometimes. But in some ways I also think it contributes to the problem I'm talking about. Well, obviously it's not as harsh as these other examples I've presented. It kind of sets a precedent that if you want to put yourself out there or make music, that you might get endlessly scrutinized for it. So yeah, coworker music isn't as harsh of an example, but I also think it shows sort of a pattern on Instagram Reels that says, hey, I see all these other people bullying this person, which means I should chime in too. Which is a pattern that applies to all these other examples I've talked about already. And trust me, we are just at the start of the Instagram Reels iceberg. How often do you see bigoted comments or hateful ass shit on Instagram?
Every time I use Instagram. It's literally it's a guarantee that when I open up the app, I will find at least one reel with a person of color doing something that is illegal, and somebody in the comments does the usual suspects gif. Usual suspects gif.
You remember that one dude who he gets all the Nutella all over him? How did he get big? He got in an Aiden Ross boxing match. That guy did, with the fried chicken and watermelon. He's like King Botch if King Botch was white. You understand that? So, and that's just one creator, okay? And then there's a million people just doing random racist stuff. But
I wanted to sort of preface this section with how TikTok operates. TikTok's guidelines are much stricter when it comes to comments. What you can post, how old you need to be to post, even shit you say in private DMs. And on one side of the coin, it sucks that you have to use dumb replacement words if you want to talk about serious topics on TikTok. The other side of that coin is that TikTok is a much safer and more pleasant experience to scroll through. So I wanted to preface this example by saying that because the next video is something that was not very well moderated on Instagram Reels. So this is a video of this girl who is actually a good friend of mine. She's getting interviewed by this dude who makes Instagram Reels, is probably asking some dumbass questions. She's then approached by a dude who is getting far too close to her, being weirdly touchy and shooting his shot. It's gross, right? And, you know, majority of the comments agree with this, right? Cool. So, you know, oh. Huh. Is this dude a fucking creep? Yes. Is him being a creep an excuse for a bunch of people on Instagram to just be racist towards him because they see an opportunity? Also, no. And the dude who uploaded the video is responding to some of these comments. He also refused to take it down after being asked. And the video's been reported by multiple people multiple times. And it is still up. It still has hundreds of thousands of likes and a ton of racist comments. Shit is actually despicable. Oh, here's a family showing off, you know, some cool custom-made shirts. Just some classic family gathering shit. And I wonder why the comments are turned off. And obviously, these things are not isolated, and these instances happen all over Instagram. These types of comments aren't taken down, they're just up. Some with tons of likes, people replying and calling out, or people replying with equally as heinous shit. Awesome. There's another very heinous and unmonitored section of Instagram that you might be familiar with, and that is car crash videos. Yep, car crashes galore. Real people, real tragedies. Right at your fingertips, without you ever asking to see them. If you've been on Instagram Reels, most likely you've seen one of these. And yes, eventually most of them are taken down, but not before they're seen by millions of people. Some of these videos have genuinely made me feel sick to my stomach, and the way that Instagram's algorithm is set up is super aggressive. What do I mean by this? Alright, so sometimes when I'm up scrolling Instagram Reels at night and I'm pretty hungry, I will see a recipe video, and I will like that recipe video, maybe save it to make the recipe later, even though I know I will never do it. Instagram sees this and says, oh hey, he engaged with this video, this must be the only type of video he wants to see. And then suddenly what was 1 or 2 recipe videos becomes every other video I see on my feed. And for the next like 2 days I have to use all of my willpower to scroll past these recipe videos to get my feed back to normal. Now imagine that situation, but it's a car crash video, and you don't like it, you don't save it, but you watch it. You know, it's like looking at the sun. You start scrolling through the comments just to see what other people are thinking about this, and then suddenly it's every other video on your feed. Now this is a thing that seems to have been cracked down on, it appears. I see these a lot less frequently than I used to. But I still do see them, and they still get millions of views or hundreds of thousands of likes before they get taken down. And they would be up for days and days, which is so cool. Thank you, Instagram. How often do you see kids doing dumb shit on Instagram?
I see a lot of like crazy like racist kids, like there were these British kids and they were just singing some song and it's just like the C word. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, or I see kids like the classic like Kim and Kylie, come in here and get y'all juice. Or like can I do something real quick? That's a good one. Yeah, stuff like that.
I've seen him huffing duster, you know, blow duster. I've seen him huffing just straight whipped cream canisters. That's the basic shit though. I mean, once you get into like kids just beating the shit out of each other or saying the N-word or, you know, any other manner of racist, you know, insane crap, it goes so deep. But yeah, I mean, kids doing stupid shit, there's not a bigger perpetuator for that in the world than Instagram Reels right now.
So yes, Instagram also likes to recommend me kids doing dumb shit. Either kids just being kids, or kids saying some heinous shit that they heard on, guess what? Instagram. Are you seeing the pattern here? So obviously I'm not going to show these because they're kids, but a lot of these videos have rampant bullying on them and it just sucks to see. Like, they're kids, man. They're doing kid shit. Like, imagine those dumbass YouTube videos you used to make with your friends when you were like 10. They got like 5 views, got like 100,000 likes, and it was a bunch of people 10, 20 years older than you making fun of you in the comments. That would suck ass. And of course, this isn't 100% at the fault of Instagram. They have perimeters in place to where you have to be a certain age to make an account. But that doesn't always work, and you only have to be 13 to make an account. So all the things I'm talking about are kids that age doing this. And it's also on the parents for monitoring what these kids are doing on these apps, which is extra fucked up when you realize that some of these accounts are managed by their parents. I have one specific account that I'd like to talk about. You probably know them from the "I'm a conservative kid" video. Once again, I'm not going to show the account or the kids, but if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. This is an account where these parents film their kids talking about conservative politics, either in like some popular format like the Costco guys videos, where they're like, "I'm a conservative kid, of course we have an American flag in our front yard." And I pray to God that these parents never show the kids some of these comments on their videos, because 9 out of 10 of them are called the kids stupid as fuck or just saying some heinous shit about them, which is like, they're kids, man. Like, they're just regurgitating what their parents told them. And you know, in 10 or 15 years, when these kids are adults and have unfettered internet access, they're gonna see all this shit. And what if they changed their political leanings and now there's hundreds of videos with hundreds of thousands of views with them saying some shit they fully don't agree with anymore? I know I definitely didn't have the same outlook on life or politics that I did when I was 12. And even if that's not the case and that we're conservative kids become we're conservative adults, there's still a chance I can get bullied a ton in school or in daily activities in life, which no kid should be experiencing. It just sucks that these parents are allowing and choosing to project their ideas onto their kids for thousands and thousands of people to see, with no idea what the repercussions could be down the line. And of course, this is not a new issue on the internet. I mean, we all know about family channels on YouTube, or people like Ryan's Toys Reviews, who I hope gets a lot of that money that they made. Have you seen that shit? It's disgusting. That boy's face is plastered over Target shelves to this day. But the difference between that and a lot of the stuff on Instagram is the stuff on YouTube was targeted at children. So when you're having your kids talk about inherently adult topics, it's going to get a lot more hateful shit in the comments than some fucking toy videos. And it's going to get a ton of engagement with the way the Instagram algorithm works. These parents know that these videos will get views, and they are using their kids specifically because they know that those videos get more views, more comments, and more engagement. So yeah, I guess I'm just trying to say it's gross. It's gross to use your kids like that. Hell, they're even pinning comments like this. Wouldn't you love to be like 10 and then you grow up and look back at the comments and you see your dad had pinned a comment that wishes you got ran over by a car? Now at this point you're probably saying, well, Riley, you're getting these videos because you engage with them, and the more you engage with them, the more they recommend you, like you literally said it earlier in the video. And you're right. You got me. Or did you? I decided to create a fresh Instagram account to see what Instagram would promote to new viewers on Instagram Reels. And here's what I found. I created the account I Love Reels 905 to see how fast I could find an example of the things I've been talking about in this video. And to do this, I would watch all the Reels I saw, I would not open any comment sections, not like or save any videos, and if they were really long, I wouldn't watch the whole thing, as to not sway my algorithm. And off rip, it was a lot of horny shit, which honestly could use its own video. But about 15 videos in, boom, child hit by a car. And directly after that, oh, kid with unfettered internet access doing some dumb kid shit. Then right after that, a couple more horny reels, and then boom, racism. And no jokes, right after that one, another car crash. And I hadn't interacted with any of these posts in any way, shape, or form. I was just scrolling. They just kept showing me crazy shit, even though I wasn't interacting with the other crazy shit. And I am but a mere mortal. I would probably interact with some of these. They're so shocking that you have to open the comments to see what's going on. It'll probably be looping while you're doing this. If this wasn't a controlled situation and I was just a new Instagram user, imagine the crazy shit they'd be showing me. Now, the last thing I wanted to bring up was that obviously this hateful bullying, crazy shit that no one should ever be experiencing, and children being exploited are unfortunately far from new things on the internet. You have places like 4chan that have been notorious for housing some super racist, misogynistic, homophobic, and transphobic communities, unmonitored. You have families using their children for content for almost as long as YouTube's been around. And as of recent, Elon Musk's purchase of Twitter has made it a hellscape of very similar rhetoric that you might have found on 4chan in the past. So yeah, I'm not trying to argue that this is a new problem in any way, but I think the best comparison I could make is like if you had two really annoying kids in your class who made like a dumbass homophobic joke. Like, you can move on from your day with that. It's just a thing that happens in life. People make mean, shitty jokes. It's unfortunate, but it's a small crowd. Now imagine your principal just started doing it, and then a bunch of kids were like, hey, that's not cool. And some were like, yo, that's so funny. And he just liked the attention so much that he kept making the jokes. Sorry, this is a dumb analogy, but what I'm trying to say is that Instagram has 2 billion active users. That's about 4 times Twitter and like over 20 times what 4chan had at its peak. So while 4chan and Twitter are like those little shitters in the back of your class, Instagram is the principal. 2 billion people open up Instagram almost on a daily basis and see the videos like what I saw on my fresh Instagram account. Some people use it to say, hey, I can be shitty on here because Instagram won't take it away. Just like the kids will use the principal joining in on their shitty jokes as an excuse to continue being shitty. And the principal loves the attention, good or bad, so he'll keep doing it. Just like how Instagram loves the engagement, whether it's good or bad, because it keeps you on Instagram. So yes, while there has always been a couple cesspools on the internet, it is nowhere near your principal ignoring or contributing to heinous shit, since he has the power that he has. Did that make sense? I hope so, because I am not going to rewrite that analogy. And when you think about it, why would Instagram take them down? Why would Instagram take down comments with tons of engagement, with unlimited replies, that are suggested to people who they know will reply and get upset? And why would they get rid of the videos or comments when they could just push a ton of similar videos to the same people, creating an endless cycle of hateful comments and angry people who engage with them again and again and again, keeping all these people scrolling on their app so that you see more ads and they make more money? Are you going to keep watching them though?
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Unfortunately, I mean...
Yeah, you know, since TikTok got banned, I don't really watch, like, TikTok as much. Like, lately I started doing it again, but I mostly am just on Reels.
Hundo P. I got TikTok, I got Instagram Reels for a reason. I pop on them. They're useful, they're helpful. They're super, I mean, it's innovative. Meta AI is amazing. I was texting Kai Cenat the other day. I was like, yo, bro, can I get on Streamers University though?
That's a crazy question. I mean, I think I learned that there's a question you have to ask yourself when you are deciding to take part in any sort of new technology. Like if it's AI or downloading a new social media app, you have to ask yourself, what kind of person will this technology make me? And if I had known everything that, you know, is on Instagram and what it would do to my productivity and my creativity and my motivation level, I probably would have steered clear. But I was a kid and I just got used to it. So yeah, I am going to keep watching Reels.
So making this video has made me think about the shit I'm watching more, and it's made me want to try to be more kind in my daily life or on the internet. Because I think Reels sort of jaded me in a way to not be affected by the videos I was seeing. And it also kind of excused the stuff mentally for me that I would see other people seeing, because I would just see it over and over again. I wanted to shout out a few Instagram pages that I thought made some cool stuff, you know, after talking about all this horrible shit that I see on here. World of Dogs is an indie game that isn't out yet, but should be on Steam at some point, and this dude makes some funny devlog videos, and the game looks great. Thorn Baker, who goes by Teenage Disaster, is a musical artist who, his new promo for his album is a bunch of really cool, like Adult Swim style animations, so you should definitely check those out. Doors of Destinies is another indie game that looks insane with some surreal visuals. Roommate Court is a really funny idea where they settle disputes by going into people's apartments and hashing it out, and the dude who hosted is super funny. They only have like 9,000 followers, so you should check them out. I think what you should take away from this video is that if you are going to comment something mean and you wouldn't say it in person, don't do it. And go outside.